Chill, it looks like this feud between Russell Wilson and Future just reached a whole new levels of messiness after Russell threw major shade at Future and called him a deadbeat father. Now, if y'all have been keeping up with these two at all, then y'all know they've been going at it ever since Ciara and Russell got together. At one point, Future even called Russell Ciara's puppet and claimed Russell ain't even man enough to control Ciara and put her in her place. This was just one of the many slick at the mouth things that Future has said over the years about Russell, but Russell never really responded. However, it looks like those days are over because Russell is now running his mouth in them interviews and he ain't holding back on nothing. He's saying exactly how he feels about Future, and this comment about Future being a lapdog is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so as most of y'all already know by now, Future and Russell have been mortal enemies for some years now. Future never really tried to hide his hatred for Russell, but Russell, on the other hand, has really been trying to keep things quiet and never really gave Future much energy. But it looks like stuff is different now because he's throwing jabs at Future and making him know he ain't the one to be played with. But before we get into the details of this very messy story, let me give y'all a little bit of backstory, just in case y'all somehow missed out on all the tea. Cause see, it all started back in 2012 when Russell and Ciara met while working together on some projects. Their relationship quickly transformed from them being studio buddies to them going on dates and hooking up every other day.
Well, we actually met working at first, and our relationship was very organic. It just really kind of worked in that way, I guess you can say. But I say that to say, like, he's an amazing guy. Like, he's really a gentleman, and I wouldn't want to say too much and he'd be like, babe, like, what are you saying a whole lot, but he really is just an amazing man. Like, it's like when we were working and on the personal side of things, I really just saw an amazing person. And the way that he approached me and, like, just has been since day one is just, like, the way a man's supposed to be from my perspective.
Within just a year of them dating, they were already engaged and later had their son Zaire in 2014. However, later that same year, Ciara broke up with Future after finding out he was messing around with her stylist. A source who spoke to US Weekly at the time said Ciara found out about the affair through multiple sources. But Ciara was still madly in love with Future, so I guess she forgave him and they got back together in just a couple of weeks. People felt like this was a huge mistake, and they dragged Ciara for allowing Future to manipulate her back into some fruitless relationship. What makes this even more embarrassing is that her fans were right about him not being good for her, because they broke up again just 3 months later after she caught him cheating on her yet again. And this time, she called off the engagement and left him for good. A source told US Weekly he cheated on her. Game over. She's devastated. Ciara's focus is now the baby. Ciara later admitted that she used to be so miserable at the time, and she would sit in bed every day crying and praying that she would find somebody who would love her. She also said she felt traumatized and was afraid that she would have to spend the rest of her life as a single mother.
Becoming a single mom was the start of that.
Right.
And I'd be like crying because I am not in the happiest place and it hurts when I'm...
Fortunately for Ciara, those prayers were quickly answered because just a few months later, she met Russell Wilson at a basketball game. And after a while of being friends, they started dating. The relationship got pretty serious very quickly, and they got married in 2016 and welcomed their first child together in 2017.
Russ came into our lives. Future was 10 months old. It was different.
Yeah.
I never had that feeling in my life.
What was the feeling? What was it?
It was just like, it was calm. The way he looked at life, it was different. Also, the energy with my son, it just felt right. And then, of course, the consistency.
As expected, this had Future pressed, and he made it his life mission from that point to torture Ciara at every point he could. In fact, just a few months before Ciara and Russell got married, Ciara revealed that she and Russell were planning to stay celibate until after they got married. Future managed to drag himself into that and trolled Russell for allowing Ciara to withhold intimacy from him. Future said that God never told him to wait to sleep with Ciara, but they did pray afterward. afterwards. God told me something else. He didn't tell me to wait. I guarantee you that. We prayed afterwards, though. After we did it, we prayed. That's a true story. Oh, but he wasn't done being a messy baby daddy yet. He later went on an explosive rant on Twitter accusing Ciara of not allowing him to see his son, even though he paid $15K in child support payments every month. This B got control problems. I gotta go through lawyers to see baby Future for $15K a month. I've been silent for a year and a half. I ran out of patience. I just want baby Future, that's all. Ciara quickly clapped back and exposed him for making things up. Ciara's rep told People magazine that Future never paid $15,000 in child support and that Ciara has never prevented him from seeing his child. He simply chooses not to see the baby because he's still salty about her getting married to Russell. I mean, I expect a whole lot of things from Future, but him lying about paying child support was not one of them. Ciara also slapped Future with a $15 million defamation lawsuit for spreading lies about her and attacking her relationship with Russell Wilson, all to publicize his music. Ciara accused Future of threatening Russell's life. She pointed out an Instagram post that Future made about Russell featuring 2 football emojis with guns pointed at them. In Future's track Juice, which he raps, "Tryna F my baby mama, dog, what's up with you? You gon' make me get that heat, I'm pulling up on you." Future responded by countersuing Ciara and basically calling her a flop. In court documents, Future claimed Ciara's career expired years ago, so he couldn't have possibly damaged her reputation since her career was already dead. Child, this man is too petty. Unfortunately, Ciara's lawsuit didn't really go anywhere. The case was dismissed with prejudice, meaning Ciara couldn't refile again. However, even though the lawsuit didn't go anywhere, it still put some fear into Future because he stopped coming for Ciara and Russell. That was until 2019 when he dragged Russell again for not being a man and allowing Ciara to control him. He claimed Russell was not man enough because he had zero power in the marriage. He said if he was the one married to Ciara, he would have banned Ciara from talking about him all the time. What's even crazier about this statement is Ciara barely talks about Future. If anything, he's the one with her name always in his mouth.
Feel about that nigga Russell Wilson, though. Nigga, don't think about it, just say it.
He do exactly what she tell him to do.
I said, how do you feel about the nigga, period?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I don't have no feelings for it. I feel like, goddamn, it ain't no feelings for
Do you
him.
feel like the nigga go too far, though?
I feel like he getting caught up
I'm talking about with your son. Do you feel like the nigga go too far?
He not being a man in that position. Like, he not being a man at that point. Like, you not being a man. You not telling her, man, bro, chill out with that on the internet. Don't even talk to him. I'm your husband. You better not even bring Future name up. If that was me, she couldn't even bring his name up. She know that. She couldn't even bring her ex's name up. And I don't care what they gave you, what you don't bring their name up in interviews. Don't even do nothing around them. No, don't say nothing. I felt that the fact you'd already been around my kid when y'all started going together and when y'all first posted the first picture, and I didn't even and you haven't even talked to me. And then when y'all get married, she was like, I want you to meet Russell now, man. Y'all already done did all the damage. I don't want to meet him now.
Now, at the time, neither Russell or Ciara responded to this. At this point, they were over the antics and completely stopped giving Future any more energy. In fact, back in 2022, they were seen walking out of Drake's Super Bowl party right after Future started to perform. However, it looks like Russell is finally ready to put Future in his place and remind him why he's a way better man for Ciara. So, Russell recently had an interview with Brandon Marshall, and he revealed that despite all of the jabs that Future's been throwing at him and the fact that Future barely sees his son, he has no problem stepping in to take care of the little boy like his own because he made the decision to be Zair's dad the moment he and Ciara got together. He doesn't have any intentions of being a deadbeat like Future, and he won't allow his issues with Future to affect the family that he built with Ciara. Y'all take a look at this.
Not parenting, on being a father, right? And then also being specific, you said it, not much you're him and you're like, yo, this is, God gave you that vision, like, yo, this is gonna be your responsibility. So, like, is there a difference from, how you approach being a father, stepfather, you understand?
No, I think that when you're raising children, right, and you're married and everything else and loving, it's like, you gotta love every single child as if they're yours, right? That's been the greatest gift of raising Future and Sienna and Wynn and now Mora, in 2 months. It's like, man, God gave me that opportunity to raise them and to love them and to to care for them and teach them and to love them as every day, that way. And there's no difference. There's no difference in the, I think to me it's the greatest gift, and knowing that that's the responsibility to raise these 4 beautiful children all together in this. And we all come from blended families a lot of times. We all come from different this and that, but it's to be able to be one. And that's been the best part of raising these kids with.
So as y'all can see, Russell kept it cute and classy by not directly name dropping Future, but it don't really take a Genesis to peep the shade that he was throwing at Future. Now, as usual, people had their own opinions about this. Like this person who said, Future should be happy his son has a stepdad that cares for him. He even told Ciara to stop asking for child support and he would take care of her son. I'm sure his other baby mamas are pressing him for payments. Another person said, Future is just throwing seeds around with no intention of marrying any one of the women he impregnates. Kudos to Ciara for kicking his ass to the curb. Someone else chimed in to say, this fool should move on and be thankful that Russell is the perfect father, because Future is definitely a stepfather. Women should learn from this and save yourself for your husband. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Russell seemingly calling Future a deadbeat? And do y'all think Future is gonna clap back anytime soon? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.